ability to go for it in the draft. As Vi taken away, Nidalee taken away.
Shout out to the champ select music for not matching
Varus
the level of stress that I have at all.
I mean, I feel like Varus has to be the lock-in, and it makes so much sense for Jackalope. We talked about how KC want to have that winning bot lane 2 versus 2, and we've seen Varus use as an answer into the Kalista. And the only answer I think they could consider is something like a Draven. But it is like, it's risky going into this match.
I think you can go, I think Ezreal and just play range and play
Also
to concede
fine.
as well, but you won't have the push like you were talking about, Vetty. And Kalista's actually 0-3 in the tournament now because it does struggle into range. Varus was used as a trap pick for it twice. I think Ashe, Karma was a great answer as well, but I do think, playing towards the Ezreal can make some sense. We didn't see a great game from Kalista on it when he played against TL. He was getting pushed in and kind of just ended up playing pretty passively, was a bit of a passenger in that game. But they're 0-2, and they have to basically win out to get through. I'm not sure if you're mathematically eliminated already, but like most of the options are pretty doomed because
that's a Karthus.
The best case scenario.
Because you lost the head-to-head against the 2 teams that are most likely to be at 1 win, so it needed to be a 3-way tie or something weird. So it's like you probably need to win 2 series in a row. If you see a good angle, go for it. Karthus, I feel like, is something that could be problematic potentially if you do go towards Ivern because you can just power farm so quickly.
Go for the Leona. I mean, I hope that he's got something prepared for the jungle.
Yeah, I think Jax, is kind of the one that a lot of people look towards really commonly. We saw 369 even playing it into Zeus in their matchup. That's a matchup that he particularly likes quite a lot. So it does lead me to believe that he could be thinking about that. One of the things I will say, while I was initially thinking about like tank and engage, if you go towards side lane champions like the Jax, Karthus can really enable you to get control and get those solo kills. Well, it's not a solo kill, but like get those kills in the kind of isolated 1v1 a lot more easily because the Karthus ult can come through and really kind of change things up.
Are you still excited about the Ivern, Vetty, despite the fact that there's Karthus locked in?
The beautiful thing about Ivern is because you get to build things like redemption. I think that you have a lot of itemization to help mitigate a lot of the burst. There's with the lock that's likely going to come through from the Leona
Rocket plus
as well.
redemption.
It's just, I think it does offer tools, and also like with Ezreal, you just inherently have a lot of range, but you're also best supported by the Yone. I do think Casey's looking at a carry to round out this composition. The question, it's going to depend on what 369 brings out in top lane, whether it is something fully tanked like the Ornn or something a little bit more like Kassan.
I'm just really interested to see what they go for the top lane, right? Because if it is going to be more of a side laner, things like we talked about, like the Jax or whatever, or if it is going to be something like an Ornn. Because if you do go Ornn, one of the things I really like about it is that it's non-committal engage. You're not throwing your body in there. And that's one of the things that can be difficult for them to deal with. This is a bit of kind of like bridging the gap. It's kind of an in-between pick, which I do like. You have the ability to play heavily through side lane. It's not that easy to counter because most of the counter picks are things that are really heavy commitment. Things like Quinn and Aurelia and champions like that, we might not see Kana feel comfortable playing. He has the support of the Karthus to play through sides. He can be strong in the 5v5. So I think it is a pretty flexible pick and an intelligent one to really round out the draft when you are playing blind from this spot. Whereas, if you were to go towards something like the Ornn and you run into the Aatrox, that's going to potentially be a lot more difficult. And this is going to be a really exciting game, I think.
I don't know how I feel about the Aatrox, but
are in the mode where you're going super deep. Being able to cast from death can be quite nice, but very, very interesting drafts this time around. So excited to track this one because he has a 40% win rate on Karthus jungle so far. Only 5 games, so not the biggest sample size for him, but let's see how it operates this time around.
Well, Yike on the Ivern coming in here. And as the desk was mentioning, you can set up brush, you can set up a bunch of shields, and you can go redemption first from the jungle. So it really offers you a lot of answers into the AoE magic damage from the Karthus. And it's a pick that he's comfortable with. It can go well with the Aatrox, the Yone, and the Ezreal as well. So really feels like it offers a lot to this composition. Not to say that top esports' one isn't that good. I just think that the Ivern specifically is quite a nice one. Cream here on the Corki, going to try to get it started very early on. A relatively common answer to the Yone we have seen this season.
Yeah, definitely true, and should have some lane priority. So with lane priority, I already see some Karthus movements on my screen on that mini-map, and Kanavi coming over with the Raptor Ward. They want to punish the channeling here from Ivern, while Ivern is still level 1. The freshly channeled camp here wants to invest in it, so Yike is going to counter with his smite, but now, without that smite, is going to have super disrupted path, and Kanavi knows he can keep this up because look at the solo lanes. When you draft strong solo lanes like this and an Ivern, your Ivern pays the, or excuse me, your enemies draft strong solo lanes, your Ivern kind of pays the price. Kanavi there harassing. Looks like they're going to circle back around. You actually didn't give up on it, and that means it was actually kind of good because you get to delay time, so the loss of your smite doesn't hurt as much because your other previously channeled ones fully channel, and so in the end, it actually ends up being more wasted time there for Kanavi, and Yike was kind of happy with it. So
yeah,
little roller coaster of emotions there.
Yeah,
I thought Kanavi was going to be able to go through and keep up the invade
for sure. Well, we got a bit of a fight down here. Yike, level 3. He's already in the bot lane, looking for something. The cleanse comes out from Jackie, but that actually hit Crisp as he's in a bit of trouble, and he doesn't have his flash. Down he will go. First blood. Yike already on the board.
Dude, Yike's redemption arc is going hard today. His Skarner game into this game now, absolutely massive stuff so far. I mean, they're even...
Ivern to his first item a bit quicker. His items are going to be relatively cheap compared to other junglers. Meanwhile, 369, level 6, just threatening maybe a bit of a trade underneath the turret, and is going to proxy the wave for now.
Yeah, another visit towards bottom lane.
Gonna make it happen, and guess what? There's no flashes down here for their side for Jackie Love. There's the root onto the Ash, and it's just another kill, and this time he's able to give it over to Klist.
The camp on bottom lane paying dividends for KC. Yes, the solo lanes are getting pushed in, and TES winning both of those, but Yike plus the bottom lane here combines for another one. This one taking down Jackie, and that one's even better. It actually forces out the lane swap from TES. In their reaction to that, they teleport 369 down to bottom lane.
Well, he TPs into a pretty terrifying situation. He has to blow his flash there just to get away. And yeah, they're going to be able to collect that. Top Esports are going to get these grubs here, all 3 of them. Meanwhile, we do have Yike, not yet level 6, so he's not going to go for the dragon just yet. But here's the follow-up gank in the bottom lane.
Yeah, going straight for him. Jackie Love, no flash, so really good engage there from Targa, right out of the brush, sets it up. And when you have a Leona and Ivern, it's so easy with that much CC. Really nice lane.
Trying to pressure his lane opponent, and Klist has done a great job, rather, of just keeping the lane in a great spot underneath this turret. 369 is going to miss the Gnar this time around, but there are 4 members of Top Esports in the bottom lane. Can they kill Kana, who's got the World Ender? Kana just trying to run away from this one. Meanwhile, Daisy is behind them. The root comes in onto the mini Gnar, but it's a 3v4, and you can see that KARMINE Corp just gonna say, okay, well, we stopped the dive, we'll take that. Meanwhile, Kalista is getting free farm in the top lane.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting here because, I mean, Jackie got a turret plate on bot side, but as you say, like, Kalista's free farming all by himself alone, so that's not just his turret plate. These are also the extra minion waves that are dying to the tower up there, so KC pretty happy again. Like, they want as many resources into the Ezreal as they can get. They are really putting a lot here into this Ezreal. We'll see if Kalist can have a big game for himself. Such a young player, big star on the rise here on his international debut.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear that his Ashe was very strong in the first game. I don't think the game was necessarily about him, but he's been very consistent for such a young player. It's very impressive to see what Kalist has done so far. And as you mentioned, now this is the potential game for him to be the main star of the show, to be the carry on something like the Ezreal, to match the 2-item spike of the Corki on the opposite side. They do have a lot of carry power in the other lanes as well, and it might just be the winning combination for the side, as now we got a big trade down here, but guess who's here again? It's Yike in the mid lane, trying to get it down onto Cream, who is just going to flash away from that one to survive. Otherwise, he would have died to an Ivern.
Meanwhile,
well, that happened.
That's that's a Varus ultimate down. Regardless, though, we had
taken here by the side of KARMINE Corp. They want to fight over this dragon, it appears, as everybody going to rotate down here and look to take down this Hextech.
Yeah, they pulled off the grubs in order to rotate through mid lane, and they did get the flash from Vladdy, but his ult will be coming back off of cooldown. So KC making their rotation, matching the move on over to the bottom side of the map, and they'll be able to get their dragon as well. Recall goes off there Crisp actually cancels it, but nobody gonna stick around to actually contest the objective, so they will get their first dragon.
Yeah, first dragon on the board here. And they have the one grub so far. We'll see how many more they can get. This is KARMINE Corp talking about. The side of Top Esports, they have 3. And we just go ahead and reset. Looks like Kanavi gonna make a return here to the grubs. And 369 having the pry on top side and the reset coming off of the dragon. It does look like Top Esports will get 5 in game number 2.
All right, quite nice for that pushing on this. See if he can do a little more counter jungle and keep his farm up, but no Krugs there, so just the Scuttle Crab for him and not really exploding too much. So it's just going to be, again, the reset. This time, Chris actually hovered bottom side. Nice glance.
Yeah, gets the very big zoom in from our observers, as yeah, he did of course arcane shift into the Varus, which made it very easy for the chains to hit. As yeah, that's going to be a bunch of CC in a Kanavi who just wanted to do his red buff, but he met up with so many members of KARMINE Corp, as now he goes down. The big ult though is going to hit 2, as one of them does get shielded. He takes down the Leona, and that is about it. It's just the supports and, of course, Kanavi, who did go down there at the end of it all.
Yeah, Kanavi making use of that Karthus passive. He flashed to get closer so he could get off enough damage. And then as they try and go over the other side of it, is 4 kills now for KC. In the aftermath on this reset, though, not too much as far as objectives, but the plate money in their favor. We kept on mentioning how many plate. Entirely
away from it, as Kana has gotten the message. He says, okay, abandon ship. I'm already pretty low. And it's stolen, the Scuttle Crab, by Kalisz very casually. Just like, yeah, what's up? Thanks for the free gold, buddy.
Dude, he's been getting gold all over the map this game, as we have a little bit of a scuffle on that side, but in the end, it's still going to be bottom tower solo gold for the Corki there for the local gold, plus their dragon. So feels quite nice there for TS and Kanavi as well. Always loving to dip in for a little bit of counter jungling, but Targa's back on the warpath. Again, the control ward, they saw Targa again on the approach.
Yeah, they saw him coming, and he's just going to be able to Hex Splash over the wall. That's pretty nice for him. Cream did get a full turret in bot, so he, once again, is the one guy. You could say that 369 also doing pretty well for himself. Kana's had to deal with Corki for the last couple of minutes, so not very good for him. But now we see Vladdy's going to pick up a turret by himself. 369 has to match, and the Rip Trail that was taken, this objective, the tempo in mid is going to be huge. They should be able to take down this mid tier 1. It's very close. They don't stick around for that final hit. But, I mean, that's basically standing on one leg at this point.
Yeah. So, as we
sound from the Ezreal, we're definitely feeling a lot more of that compared to, you know, the poke from the Karthus or the poke from the Corki at this point.
Yeah, and the Varus on the other side, too, that is Jackie.
That is very dangerous, but he's going to dodge it. So, it pays off in the end. He does have his cleanse back. But yeah, this is really all just setting up to push TES away from the dragon. Meanwhile, we've got 369. That's a World Ender committed to, actually, as Kana looks to get that down. As now the Karthus ultimate coming in. Kana in a bit of trouble. The slow comes in. He has to flash this, but I don't know if he's getting away. Has to dodge the first Q, though, does 369. As, yeah, he gets away with the Mega Cone and Kana just distracts him. You see that Top Esports not able to join the Chemtech fight.
All right, so KC, they grab their dragon number 2, and Jackie's got to get out of it, so it's Crisp.
They're getting so much more off of this. I mean, the Crisp kill, they might get Cream as well. In goes Vladdy, and he's just opening up more space for Kalisz as one auto gets it down. He doesn't need to hit his Qs. knows if he can just auto him there. Gets a shield as well from the Ivern, and Kalist is 3-0-2.
Oh man, Targa hits the Leona ultimate, and Kalist going forward. He got so much money this game. Ezreal time. Wait, 369. 369 doing a lot of work still. He's surrounded.
369, was he baited? Well, he's not going to be hit by that one. Vladdy might want a little bit more. He's got the shields. Will he get the support? Yes, he will. The Q3 and a shutdown for the Yone in mid lane.
Kays and gets the engage onto Chris. Kalist able to wait.
Live, Kana's getting bullied a bit, but is it a bait at the end of it all? Cream, he wants a bit more, but Crisp actually is the one that gets chunked out big time. Kana does as well. He doesn't have his TP. You can see Kalist wants the follow-up, and Crisp isn't able to do anything. Cream can't help him out. It's just a free support for Kalist here on the Ezreal.
I mean, it's just such a dream situation to play the Ezreal with the Ivern doing so well as... Okay, wait. Can they poke them off here beforehand? I mean, 15 seconds still left on Crisp. There's no way he's getting back, and 369 is walking.
Kanavi low on mana. Oh, Targus, he's stuck in the damage from the Otacon, but they have the redemption, the miss on the Yone ultimate, and now they're going to have to pull off of this one. Way too much damage done to Vladdy. Kana again being bullied. And TES, they might want a bit more. Depends on their vision. Vladdy does have TP. They're going to go for this Otacon. And will KARMINE Corp commit to the fight afterwards? They need to TP Vladdy in if they're going to, but it's getting incredibly low. Yikes, still in the area. But they do a good job of sending him away with the Meganar. The smite is early, but it's
it's GA. It's a revive one. I've gotten so used to the other one.
Way too little action in this game, Kobe.
Yeah, actually. Oh, the GAs now.
You can see that the call was to fight into that choke, and I feel like that at first is a bit of a mistake, you know, just to go that deep. If Vladdy hits his ult onto one person, like maybe you get the one pick off, but they're already taking so much. As meanwhile, we got a 1v1 on the top side with the unfair redemption to help out, but also the unfair Karthus ult. Will it do enough? No, it even doesn't go through the shield. So Kana going to enjoy 200 gold. Meanwhile, the push coming in down the mid lane. Top esports trying to use their Otacon, the voracious Otacon buff to push some stuff as Hughes come down here onto Kanavi, but Kalist not going to overstep his bounds at this point, especially with the Hextech Drake. I say that, though. He is getting so much poking at Jackie Love. Meanwhile, we got this Chemtech Drake coming up in 50 seconds.
Yeah, and that was a Karthus ultimate invested. Not only did they lose their GA in that attempt on the side lane play, but investing the Karthus ultimate quite big. Of course, it is a bit later into the game, so we'll see the timing on that one coming right back.
How did he even know he was there? Somehow he spotted him backing there. He's going to delay the back. I don't know if it's going to be on time. Oh, they're just going to do Baron?
Yes, they are. At least trying to get the early tempo play by teleporting up to the top side, push those minions out, and clear out all the vision, and make KC react to them as Dragon is spawning. But they're going to keep the pressure on it.
He TP'd up. They really want to use this. Well, they don't even have the Otacon buff anymore, so they're just going to start it and look to turn.
They know Vladdy has to walk.
Yeah, Vladdy's got to walk. We'll see if it works out. Crisp is taking a huge amount of damage. Meanwhile, 369 just gets jumped on here. Doesn't have the Meganar, and now they got to pull off of it. Look at this. Maybe a thanks for the leash angle, but no, it's just the team fight going in. The Karthus takes a massive chunk, but Targamas goes down as well. This Aatrox is going man mode, but he's going to be focused as KC. They just take the Baron down instead. They say thank you very much for the leash, and thank you very much for the fight. Cream is getting punched down as well, and it's a massive team fight for KARMINE Corp.
Oh, that was a disastrous Baron for TES. Vladdy walks his way up. The rest of KC poke them inside the pit.
Off at all, and KC's response was exactly correct. They did what they needed to do in response to that. So Chemtech Soul, or not quite yet, actually.
Yeah, just number 3.
Just number 3. So that is going to be very close to the Chemtech Soul, still stacking up those dragons and enjoying a very nice buff on the 2 Chemtech dragons at this point. So looking pretty good. TES, they want to try to force something here. And I'm not sure that they have the angle. They don't even have Meganar. As now the Solar Flare comes down, but look at the poke right now from the Ezreal. He's just gigantic at this point. Level 16 is Kalist. And he's got 4 items.
Yeah, they've got Confident Kalist Cloak. They've got Split Push for Vladdy here towards mid lane with the Baron buff. Gonna be able to take down that tower while the rest of the team continues to apply pressure on the secondary turret. the inhibitor will fall, but TS, like, it's so hard for them because they're getting poked out by this fed Ezreal from all the money he got early on in the game, but then their engages are getting stuffed by KC's Peel and Ivern sustain. Oh, that actually hits though.
That is going to hit, but Jaculov has to back away because Kalissa's still there, and Redemption comes in and heals for like half of Yike's health. It's just incredible what this Ivern can do in this comp in terms of enabling the carries to do their job.
Yeah, he's got 14 stacks on the Medjais for the extra AP.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Kanavi doesn't even really get to play the game. Meanwhile, the Pyke is coming in, a massive Yone ultimate onto 2, and they both disappear immediately, and now Cream is zoned away. KARMINE Corp are finally at the tournament as they are looking to take the 2-0 over Top Esports right now.
Huge props to Yike for massive turnaround series for him. Huge props to KC. They're gonna get it done.
They're gonna get the job done. Kaliss, nope, he's got an Ivern. You thought he was dead? Absolutely not. It is a 2-0. It is a dominant 2-0 from KARMINE Corp over Top Esports tonight.